Okay, I can't hear you now, Lynn. I'm assuming that you have muted yourself. So on behalf of Lynn and the Rhino team, I would like to welcome everybody to our Monday night webinar for this month. Lynn McDonald is my sponsor, and she's asked me to speak to you tonight about just a few tips for becoming Premier in Viva MK, which Tom and I achieved last month in period 1. Sorry. Now, Tom and I were in Clean Easy for many, many years. For quite a long time, we were full-time in Clean Easy. So we do have a networking background before we came into Viva. Viva's coming up for 2 years old now. It's an absolutely fabulous business. But of course, there have been learning curves for all of us within that time, really about, the new pay plan, how to move on with it, new products, just new everything really. And from January this year, we went back to a 4-week sales period, which Tom and I were always used to in Clean Easy, and we're quite glad to see back actually, because it lets you plan ahead with every sales period being exactly the same length of time and not into calendar months, which was a little bit confusing after a 4-week sales period for nearly 20 years. Our background is that, obviously we were full-time in Clean Easy for a long time. When Clean Easy went into administration, we decided that we weren't really interested in looking at another network. We wanted to wait and see what would happen with Michael starting up a new business, because we knew that something would come sooner rather than later. So we both went away and looked for other sources of income and everything. And now I have a 2-day-a-week contract working for an admin company. And Tom does a little bit more than I do. He does more hours than me, working for the same company, just now self-employed. So we've built a business really around that and what we had to do really to put food on the table once Clean Easy went. So we're building up a business and really looking forward to what's going to happen this year. Okay, so in period 1, Tom and I hit the Premier level, and really it's just a goal really. We decided that we knew that at the beginning of that period the sales were really, really good in a month where traditionally people are always told nobody's going to buy this month because it's just after Christmas. That turned out absolutely not to be the case for us. We have absolutely fantastic sales, as did the whole of our team. So really it's there for everybody who wants to be Premier this year. If you want to be Premier, which is a turnover of £5,000 per 4-week period, all you have to do is put a date on it. Just decide when you want to do it. And a really good goal for some people would be the Christmas showcase, which is probably going to be the end of August, beginning of September. So it's a few months away yet. But you could set a goal to do it sooner if you wanted to. There's really no reason why not. Okay, so having put a date on it, decide how you're going to do it. There's a couple of different ways of becoming Premier. Decide whether you're going to do it personal retail yourself or by building a team. And once you've decided when you're going to do it and how you're going to do it, work your goal backwards to find out what you need to do every period, every week or every day. It's going to be a series of small repetitive actions every single day to achieve your goal. That's called the compound effect, and there's a fantastic book about that called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. If you want to check that book out, if you haven't already read it, it's a phenomenal book just teaching you how to do small repetitive actions every day and achieving your goal over time. Okay, so £5,000 in a 4-week period. Now, because we have a 4-week period, it's easy to work that out. It's £1,250 a week. But if you aim to do £1,250 a week, you might well be struggling for the goal and scraping the goal on the very last day of the period. So I would recommend that you maybe want to aim for a little bit higher than £1,250 a week. Maybe aim for £1,500 to £2,000 a week, and that means that you'll reach the goal sooner than the end of the period because you're aiming your sights a little bit higher. Okay, so the first way to go Premier is, of course, to retail £5,000 yourself. There are people doing very, very close to that in the network, which is absolutely brilliant. It's really, really hard work. You're going to be outside a lot. You're going to be really tired. But you will earn £1,250 retail profit, which is 25% of the 5,000. Plus, you'll make a bonus of at least £500. So that's about £750 plus for your 4-week period, which is probably more than most people would earn in a full-time job these days. But it is very hard work. And if you're on holiday or your car breaks down or you're not physically working all the time, that really takes away all of your earnings. So another better way maybe to do it is to decide that you're going to retail £1,000 yourself and sponsor between 8 to 10 people and teach them how to retail £500 to £1,000 each in a 4-week period, because people who retail for bonus are going to get a bonus in their pocket at the end of the period and some recognition from the company and recognition from the team. They're more likely to stay in the business because they know what they can do and they know what's achievable. Okay, so let's say, for example, you're going to sponsor 10 people who are each going to retail £500 per 4 weeks, and you're going to be the leader of the team. So you're retailing, retailing for bonus yourself. You're retailing £1,000 in the 4-week period, and you've got 10 people that retail 500 each in the 4-week period. Your total turnover then is £6,000, not 5,000. So you've completely smashed Premier. You're going to earn your own retail profit of £250, and you get top bonus on top of that, the 10% bonus on your own retail, which is another 100. So that's £350 you'll earn from your own retail. But each of your 10 people retailing £500, they're going to earn a 3% bonus of £15 themselves each. That will earn them a total of £140 each for their 4 weeks really in their spare time, which is more than most people's pay rises. They can really put that towards something special at the end of the year and save that up, or use it for whatever they need to use it, whatever their goals are. And you're going to earn 7% on the top of that, of these £500 units times 10, which is £35 per person, or another 350. So that means that at the Premier level, you're going to earn yourself £700 for 4 weeks work in your spare time, maybe a bit more if you're full-time in the business. And the total for the year, remember that there's 13 sales periods now, so you're going to get 13 bonuses of £700, and that's over £9,000 in the year for the 13 periods. Okay, so an activity checklist for you. First of all, decide what you want from the business and set your goals with a date on them with the help of your sponsor. Secondly, make sure you've got enough catalogues to put out to achieve your cataloguing retail goal. If you're not going to do it yourself, you'll not be able to teach it to your team. Okay, so first of all, with your first lot of catalogues, give them out to your friends and family first, because they're the people that know you best. They're more likely to support your business than anybody else. They will be supporting your business. They'll see something they like themselves in the catalogue, and they're more likely to order from you than people that you don't know yet. Okay, so next, set up and build your own online selling group. Launch the group with an online party, which is a great idea really. You can ask your sponsor to help you with that. You can go live in the party if you want to, or you don't need to. And in that group, you're going to post every single day in your own group, but you're also going to post between 3 and 5 items a day in between 30 and 60 local selling groups, and 5 to 10 products on your own group every single day. Build up the activity gradually, don't do it all at once, and just build it up steadily, and you will start to get regular sales as you become more visible in all the groups. Okay. Marketplace is a fabulous tool on Facebook. I get a lot of sales from Marketplace personally. I know a lot of the team do as well. I would put 5 new items a day on Marketplace, which if you're doing it on your phone allows you to post to 20 more groups. And if you bump every 7 days, you can bump your Marketplace posts up to a maximum of 5 times per post. So if you put 5 posts a day on Marketplace, after a week you'll have 35 posts. After the first week, you can start to bump the posts, boost the posts every day as well that you put on this time last week, if you see what I mean. So at the end of 2 weeks, you're going to have 70 posts on there, 105 after 3 weeks, 140 after 4 weeks, etc., until you've got loads and loads of presence on there. Make sure on all your Marketplace posts and all your external group posts that you're mentioning the name of your group. Invite people to join your group, invite them to comment or ask questions, or just generally create a vibe on there, create an interaction, and people will interact with you, and they'll get used to seeing you there. And when you're posting regularly, that's when the trust comes in, because people know that you're not going to disappear and they've only got one product on there, you've got loads, and you're advertising your group as well. Okay. The next thing I'll get back to this in a couple of minutes, a little bit more about this, but you are team building, set up a sponsoring group as well. That will capture and educate your leads, give them information about the business. I'll go back to that in a couple of minutes later, further down the slideshow. Okay. Use sponsoring posts daily in the selling groups on social media as much as you can. Take your working uplines advice on that, though. There are safe ways to do it and ways to definitely not do it. but definitely sponsoring posts every day as well. That'll start to build your team. And when you start to sponsor a team, you're going to teach your team to commit to the system and duplicate you. So whatever you're doing, the activity level that you're building for yourself, you want your team to duplicate that as well. You know, what would it be like if you sponsored 10 U's into the business? Basically, you know, would you want 10 U's, or would you want 10 people that were busier than you and harder working than you? You know, really teach the system, make sure everybody knows where the information is, and they're going to duplicate you. Okay, so sponsoring for Premier. You're working upline, and all the tips and the online support groups and everything will teach you all you need to know about selling. But remember, you're going to be sponsoring for Premier as well. Okay, so use all the rods in the pond. That's a sort of clean easy terminology that we used for 20 years. We had all the rods in the pond, loads and loads of different ways of generating leads. Every single way works. It's absolutely brilliant. Once you get into it, you can really have fun with it. Warm market first. Who do you know who's looking for an extra income? Who do you know that would like to get products at a discount? Who do you know that hates their job or needs a holiday or is paying off a credit card bill or whatever? Those people are called your warm market. So speak to them first. Building a business with your warm market is definitely the easiest way, because people know you and they trust you and they see you all the time, and you know that they've known you since you were 10 and stuff like that. You know, so these are the people that really spend time with you and want to be with you and want to spend time with you and will trust you and support your business and support their own once they start. Okay, customers. If you've got a catalogue base or online customers that buy from you regularly, you can ask them if they know anybody that's interested. It can be a third-party approach. It doesn't need to be, would you ever look at a way of making extra money? You can always say, you know, do you know anybody in this area who's looking for some extra money? You know, keep it third-party. You know, use language that your sponsor will teach you. Okay, and then acquaintances. Who do you know from the school gate? Who do you know that works in the shop? You know, who do you know that you see regularly but you don't know too well? Really, you know, just strike up conversations with people, just have fun with it. That's the best way to deal with people that you don't currently know. And referrals, who do they know? Who do you know that might return some extra money? Who do you know anybody in the next town or looking to expand their business? That kind of thing. It doesn't need to be, you know, you know, you're not speaking to them directly about making money necessarily. You're just asking who they know. Okay. The next one is the 3-foot rule. 3-foot rule just basically means anybody you get within 3 feet of, you know, speak to them about your business. I was in a tea room the other day. I hadn't been in that particular tea room before. When I went to pay the bill, the lady in the shop handed me a credit card reader thing, and it's the same one I've got that I use for my catalogue customers. And I mentioned it, and I said, oh, I've got one of those as well. And she said, oh, right, have you got a shop? And I said, yeah, I've got an online shop. And we had a chat about it and everything. And when I walked out the door, she had my business card. She was going to join my online shop. You know, she knows that I've got a business. We struck up a rapport because she's got a business as well. Very, very easy to do. It's easy not to do, but it's very, very easy to do. And you just need a bit of confidence. I mean, I didn't say I've got that credit card terminal just to, you know, necessarily picture for the business. It was just something to say, but we got into a good conversation, and you know, she's got information now, so that's great. Cards and flyers, always have business cards and flyers. People will ask you about your business. Don't be shy to tell them. Make sure you have a professional looking business card or a flyer with you at all times. Be able to show people, you know, how to join your online shop, how to get in touch with you for products, how to get in touch with you for information about the business. Shop ads as well are a great way of spreading the word. Notice boards in shops and cafes, and a lot of even Costa coffee shops and things like that. They've all got notice boards. Just put them anywhere you see them. A lot of places are free to put them up, so just do that. Just basically look for chances. Leave a card on the table when you're paying your bill in a cafe or a restaurant. Just, you know, leave a paper trail everywhere you go, and it will generate leads for you. Okay. So online ads on social media, again, that's something you can play about with the wording of this. A very, very simple one is, I'm just curious, who do you know who'd like to earn some great extra money posting stuff on Facebook like I do? Please contact me for details. Very, very simple to do, even on your online selling group or your timeline or anywhere you're confident enough to try it. Just try it. Why not? Better to try it and fail than not to try it at all. And then also, if you have the budget for it, you can buy some leads as well. There are companies who will generate adverts for you. Okay, so basically ask your sponsor or your working credible upline for help with lead generation, because leads are everywhere, they really, really are, and everybody's looking for extra money. Your best friend for building rapport with your leads is using the phone, but for some people the phone is 10 feet high and really scary. To use all and people that are more inclined to use Messenger or WhatsApp or Snapchat or Instagram or anything like that. They'd rather do anything than lift the actual phone, and they think email stuff. So, you know, I'm not of the generation that uses WhatsApp all the time. You can chat to people and send videos in WhatsApp. Just learn about it, have fun with it. And if you don't know how to do it, ask a teenager, because they know all about these newfangled ways of getting in touch. So definitely use those. If you have the budget for it, or if you have a little bit of savvy on technical know-how, you can set up a website for yourself as well. Some websites you can set up free. You probably have to still pay a small amount of money for a web address, etc., but you can set up websites free, or you can pay somebody to do it for you or to host it for you, depending on your budget and your expertise. But the next thing I'm going to talk to you about, this is a free idea. Why not set up a sponsoring group on Facebook? Okay, you've got your selling group, you know social media is here. Everybody that's watching this webinar tonight, you're all on Facebook. Why not give it a go? This was not my idea. This was a member of Lynn's team in Clean Easy that came up with this in Clean Easy, and we just thought it was a fantastic idea. So set up your sponsoring group. Again, give it a unique name the way you would with your selling group. It's an information group to capture leads, to make sure that all your leads are in the one place and they're all getting the information that they need, and you can chat to them and drip feed them on an ongoing basis. Okay, so set it up exactly the same as you would your selling group. You're going to make it a closed group with admin approval on membership and posting. Put a welcome post on it, make sure people know what the group's about. Welcome to my Viva MK info group. Please ask any questions you like, but there is information on the group. You know, just make it simple. Make it an announcement though that when people join the group, it's the first thing they see. And onto that group, you can post things like Michael's opportunity presentation slideshow that he launched at the Leadership Day a few weeks ago. You could put a live video on there of yourself or your sponsor discussing the business, etc., in a very, very simple way. You can put your own videos on there if you want to. You can put product demos on there, links to the catalogue PDFs. That's a really important one, because people want to know if they're going to join the business, what sort of products have they got, what are they like, what are the ranges, you know, what are the prices like. So make sure you've got the links to the catalogue PDFs that are very, very easy for people to find on the group. Okay. You can post your own enrolment link on there as well, because obviously the people that are joining that group, if they're going to join the business, you want them to join with you. You've got a welcome message on there, and you welcome all new members to the group. Now, what I do is I've got a video presentation of the opportunity on my group, and when a new person joins the group, I'll always tag them on that video, and I'll say, hi Jean, thanks for asking about information about Viva MK. If you watch this short video first, I'll be pleased to answer any questions for you once you've seen it. And that way they can't miss the video. All they have to do is click on it. They can watch the video once they've seen it, or maybe send them to the catalogues or the slideshow or some testimonials. Success stories are fantastic. If they're on the official HQ group, you will see, you know, people's catalogue success, or a retail story, or a product demo, or something like that. You know, post these on your group, but just be careful not to put people's names on there without permission, etc. But you know, you're going to present the business in a positive light, but at the end of the day, you want them to join you if they're going to join the business. So be very, very careful and filter what you're putting on your group, but make sure there's plenty of information for them to see. You know, you don't want to hide your light under a bushel, really. You want to make sure that people have all the information they need to join, and you don't know what questions people are going to ask. So always invite them to ask as many questions as they like. And if you don't know the answer, immediately just say, I'll find that out for you. Just 5 minutes before the webinar, I was messaging Kirsty asking her a question, and she came back to me immediately, and I was able to go and tell my prospect just before I came on to the webinar tonight. So there's always somebody that will know the answer if you don't. and you'd be amazed at what people ask. I mean, this week I got asked, it was a product question, but I got asked what kind of filter the Cooperhood filter was. I didn't know there was more than one kind, but it was important to them, so I had to go and find out. So, you know, and then the other question I got asked yesterday was how many butterflies are on each of the pillowcases, and this was under a picture of the pillowcases that showed 3 butterflies in each of them. So, you know, that obviously she wanted to know. So, you know, that's a conversation as well. So, you know, invite questions and look forward to questions and don't be frightened of them. Okay. So, Viva MK, with the help of some of the distributors and BAMI's print shop, have now produced team building flyers as well. So, you know, anything at all, you can put those, you know, there's one about retirement, there's one about families, etc., etc. You can put them on your sponsoring group as well, and just make sure that you keep it topped up with information. And you know, if people have started a messenger conversation with you, you can go back to them and say, did you see the video? What did you think? If you get any questions, and take it from there. Okay. And it's free, of course. That's a big thing about a sponsoring group. Okay. So, setting the goal for Premier, just to recap on that a little bit, if you aim for £1,500 to £2,000 a week, you'll hit the goal with time to spare. Just work out how much retail you're going to do, how many team members you're going to have, how many leads will it take to sponsor one person. You might not know at the beginning when you start how many people you'll need to speak to sponsor one person, but not everybody will join you. That's the thing. So just make sure you've got plenty of leads coming in all the time. And some people will say no to you. That's to be expected. You do expect a little bit of rejection in this business, but no doesn't always mean no, not now, no, not ever. It sometimes just means not yet. It's just not the right time for them. So decide how many leads you're going to need to generate to sponsor one person, how many people you'll need to sponsor that will actually retail for bonus, how many posts and flyers and activities you'll need to take to generate one lead, because you don't know until you start. Just keep going and see how long it takes you. And how many no's will it take to get a yes? Okay, so the next thing I'd like to tell you about is a fabulous book by Andrea Waltz and Richard Stenton called Going for No. Okay, now going for no is a big leap of faith for some people, right? Because they think that every catalogue they put out, or every person we speak to about the business, they're going to get a yes, they're going to get an order, they're going to get somebody that joins the business and goes out and kills dead things and rebuilds a business, but that really won't happen. Okay, so to understand the difference between an average distributor and a successful one, successful distributors go for no. They don't sit there waiting for people to ask to join the business. They don't wait for yeses. They'll go out and they'll look for no's. And successful distributors have just heard the word no more than anybody else. And remember, though, that every no brings you closer to a yes. If you don't ask people, you'll never get a yes. So just make sure that you've got your business out there, and learn from children. Children know that every no brings them closer to a yes. They'll ask for a TV show they want to see, or a toy, or something for Christmas, or something for Santa, or somewhere they want to go. And no matter how many times you tell them no, they'll still keep asking, and eventually, quite often, they'll get a yes. Okay. So remember that rejection isn't personal. People aren't saying no to you. They're just saying, a lot of times they're saying no because they don't have enough confidence. They don't know enough about what you're showing them. They're frightened to ask questions sometimes. So no doesn't always mean not ever. It just means quite often not yet. It's not the right time for me yet. Okay. So it's just like everything else we do in the business. It's a numbers game, just like cataloguing, just like posting online. So if you want more sales, you have to do more catalogues, post more adverts, talk to more people, and it's exactly the same with sponsoring a team. The only way to increase your success rate is to intentionally increase your failure rate. Now that might sound a bit scary, but that is absolutely the truth. Decide how many people you want to say no to you, and eventually you're going to get people saying yes to you. So you have to know your numbers. For some people it might be 50 leads, which will get 10 people to have a conversation with you and one person joining into your business. For some people it will be less, for some people it will be more, but once you know the numbers, it's just easy to work your way through them. You could set yourself a no goal for the week, and the higher your no goal, the more yeses you'll get. Just go for no as fast as you can. Now here's the thing about no, you have to hear the no. Okay, I'm going to tell you in a minute what no isn't, but you must hear the no. So most people don't want to say no, so they'll stall and procrastinate. They won't say no, they won't say yes. And these are the people you really dread, not the people that actually say no. So here's what no isn't. Okay, no isn't I haven't watched the video yet. No reply when you call them. You can't get hold of them. Maybe next month, or I'll think about it. Those are just, you know, procrastinations. They're just, you know, taking up a lot of your time, a lot of distraction for you. If you leave messages or texts which are not returned, that isn't necessarily a no either. It's people that don't want to say no to you, but you know, you will find people that will say no to you. Or when you arrange to call them, they won't take your call. So you have to hear the no. If somebody blocks you on Facebook, that's a no. If they hang up when you call them, that's a no. If you message them 3 or 4 times on Facebook and you know that they've seen the message, that's a really good thing about Facebook. You know they've seen the message, but they don't reply after 3 or 4 times, that's a no. Or some people will actually say no, but very, very few will say no. But some people do. And this is actually what you want, but it's very rare. So the people that you know, the people in that, you know, example above, they've blocked you, they've hung up on you, they're just really intentionally ignoring you. They're actually saving you a lot of time, so be grateful for them. These are the ones you want. So how do you get more no's? You have to put out more catalogues, post more adverts, text more people, message them, phone them, email them, whatever way you choose to get in touch with people. Just make sure you do it as many times as you can. Follow up persistently and consistently until you actually do get hold of them, and follow up with people that have said no in the past, because it might just not be no at that time. Okay. So Ali and Jeff did a fantastic training a few weeks ago about how they've got to the level of retail that they do. And interestingly, 60% of all customers would say no at least 4 times before saying yes. Now, I know for a fact, because I asked them this, Jeff and Ali blanket drop 6 times in an area before they leave it. And even then, on the last time that they go, they put a flyer through the door that says, would you like to receive another catalogue? And they give the customer every chance to say yes or no, because they're not frightened to use the word no. Okay. So 60% of all customers, or all prospects, or all leads would say no at least 4 times before saying yes, but most leads are not followed up the 5th time or the 6th time or the 7th time. Most leads aren't followed up at all. So why not be the one that goes for no? Some people won't join the business because nobody ever asked them to. So get the no's as fast as you can, have fun with it. What's the worst thing they can say? The worst thing they can say is no, and that's what you want. Okay, so work out what every no is worth to you. If you want to reach Premier this year, that could be a £700 to £1,000 check. You are going to need to sponsor people that each do at least 500 sales a period. Alternatively, you're going to have to do the £5,000 retail yourself if you really want to be Premier. But find 10 people that'll do it. You might need to sponsor 50 people to find 10 that'll actually do something. Why not sponsor 1 a week if you can, and do whatever it takes to sponsor 1 person a week. So to sponsor 50 people, initially you might need 2,500 leads, 50 leads a week to get to where you want to be in a year. But you need 50 yeses, so you're going to have to get 2,450 no's, which is 49 no's a week to get 1 person saying yes to you a week. Okay, but that's just 7 no's a day to get 1 yes. Okay, and sometimes you'll be the one saying no. You might speak to somebody and you think to yourself, I really don't want this person in my business. I don't trust them. I wouldn't trust them in the house. I wouldn't like to work with them. But so if you say a no, if you decide in your own head that it's a no, that's still a no, because it's done and dusted. It's out of the way. You're ticking them off your list. Is it easy to get no's? Not at first. It's really difficult sometimes at first for some people to have the confidence to try. Is it worth it? Absolutely, definitely. Okay, and I'm thinking about people like Janet who do fabulous doorstep demos, securing the knowledge that they will get no's, but they're going to get enough yeses if they get enough no's. Definitely, absolutely, definitely they will. Okay, so while we were still in Clean Easy, I had a go for no thread on my team group, and it was absolutely brilliant. The people that were sponsoring, they would add to the this particular thread, the Go For No thread, every single day, and they put on 7 no's today, 8 no's today, and all the rest of it. And I'm a bit of a stationary buff, so I keep a grid of my no's, so I know how many no's I want in a month and how many yeses I want in a month. So I do it with stickers and different things. You know, not everybody's like that. Not everybody wants it as colourful as that. But it is very, very important to track what you're doing, and whatever way works for you. With me, it's things like stickers and stationery and all the rest of it. For some people, it would be an activity tracker and a ruler and a pen. But just do whatever works for you, but just do it consistently and persistently, and make sure you track everything from your retail to your lead generation, to your sponsoring conversations, to your posting, to absolutely everything. Just make sure you track it. Okay, so here's an example on the next page of a weekly tracker. You could, if you decide to go for no, you could see who in your team can get to 100 no's first for the period. When you get faster, you can go for 200 no's to sponsor 1 person a week. Why not have a wee bit of a competition, but definitely keep a tracker. So this one here shows your retailing, your lead generation, the number of follow-ups you do, the presentations you do, the new distributors that join your team. Just absolutely keep track of it. When you go back to your sponsor at the end of every month and say what went right for me this month and what went wrong for me this month and what I'm going to do next month is different. If you have everything in front of you, you'll know exactly what you need to do next month that's different if you want to make a difference to your business. Okay, so this is Kate's guarantee for you. You will not hear 100 no's. Absolutely, positively, you'll not hear 100 actual no's before you hear a yes. So if you want to sponsor a new person in your business this week or this period or this year, go for 100 no's. I guarantee you will definitely get at least 1 yes and 100 no's. Okay, this is a book I'm going to finish with. The Go For No 7-Day Challenge, Go For No in Network Marketing by Richard Fenton and Andrea Waltz. Absolutely brilliant book. Barry from Knowledge is King stocks this book. He will be at the showcase. He will have that book with him. I absolutely guarantee it. And Andrea Waltz does a Go For No live video every week. I think it's on a Monday tea time, or it used to be, but I can try and find out. Absolutely worthwhile looking at. Just, you know, that MLM businesses, people who are building the most successful businesses take the most rejection. But remember, it isn't personal rejection. It's people saying no, sometimes to their own beliefs or their own capability or their own confidence. It's very, very rarely personally directed at you. So don't be afraid to go for no and build a massive business. Okay. I'll shut up now.
Well done, Kate. Lynn's obviously still on mute. Don't know why. Oh, there we go. Thank you. I was myself again. I made sure that I unmuted everybody because I thought that was such a fabulous training that I wanted to hear the applause right then. Right. I'm focusing on unmuting everybody else and muting myself. Wasn't that fantastic? Well done, Kate. Now, I will say, as for any of you, there was a lot of information there. And unfortunately, I don't know if it was just my end, but some of the words went a bit because of the signal. But the graphics were there, and it was about 5 minutes. So brilliant training, lots of stuff there. So we will post the video, and if there's any questions you can ask him, welcome to answer them. Anybody want to ask anything now? Oh, there's a lot of background noise coming for somebody. Any questions?
Jeff said on chat there's no video.
I can't see Lynn.
That's me, Jeff. I've no video. It doesn't work. I don't know why. I came on tonight and it's not working. My
Okay.
technical people, there's somebody moving about a lot. I just want to try and mute that a little bit now.
Not me.
That's gone. That's gone. But well done, Kate. Thoroughly enjoyed that. What I was saying is, if there are any questions or anybody wants to ask anything about the sponsoring group, there was a lot there. But when you make a focused goal, there is a lot there. And that goal will extend onto our team and everybody else. And well done, team Velocity, because it was 100% team effort. I would like somebody to do me a favour, since I'm not on camera. I normally ask for stories here, but I'm going to invite somebody to recognise. Hiya, Heather. Heather Richies, what a great name. Heather, can you hear me, Heather?
I can hear you.
Hey, darling, I'm going to get somebody to recognise you. Either Jeff and Jenny, I think, would be the perfect couple. To recognise Heather Richies, which I love her name, who's been in the business, I think, about 10 days. Is that right, Heather?
Yeah, about 10 days, yeah.
Right, I'll pass over to Jeff.
Well, if you've seen my post on the A-Team Rhino group and the official MK group, Heather has just put her first order in of £222, which is...
After 10 days. Go on. Is that it?
Well,
because you normally elaborate. You normally like to elaborate.
well, I just thought Heather should tell a bit of her story. I know she's a bit shy.
I wouldn't do that.
But if you can just tell us, Heather, what time did you try and join the business?
Say that again, my signal went on my phone then.
Okay. What time did you try and join the business on Thursday?
See,
Okay.
Can't understand you. I'll try Scottish. Heather, what time of the evening was it that you joined Viva MK?
Oh, right, I can hear you now. I don't know what's happening with my phone here. I think it was about 7, 8 o'clock at night.
But didn't you try and join at just gone midnight on Thursday, but it had a bit of a problem?
Oh yeah, I had to wait to get paid my maternity pay from where I currently worked to be able to actually join the groups. I didn't actually join till 1 in the morning on Thursday.
So she was up at 1 o'clock in the morning to make sure that the first money out of her maternity leave money went to join Viva MK. That's one hell of a start.
Heather,
Yeah.
we've been following your story. sorry to say this, but you've been doing remarkably well. And I know you are a bit shy, but online you're not shy. Would you be able to share with the group tonight, as a brand new person, only 10 days in Viva MK, just what you've been doing to get that success? Because that is really excellent success for a brand new person. I know, because I've been watching you, but other people don't.
I've just been making sure I've consistently been posting every day. I like to make sure I post 2 products at 5 different times a day. I post in 10 groups, 3 products, 1 point a day, another 10 groups, another 3 products, another 10 groups, another 3 products, and I do that every day. And whenever people like my stuff in the group, straight away I private message them, and that's where I've got a lot of my sales from private messaging people in selling groups that have just liked a product and encouraging them to join my shop by sending a link. And every single person I've sent that link to has joined and ordered more from my shop. So it's gone really well.
It's gone excellent, and I will tell you that tonight, what you've just said to me is something that we actually stopped doing. So I'm actually like saying well done to something you private message people and they're not your friends, that can cause a Facebook problem. And I don't want to say that publicly, but I have to. But it's been successful for you then.
It has, yeah, it has been very successful.
I can tell. What I will say is that Heather is possibly been a bit shy, because I do see her very, very active. She's very active. She's posted her products regularly, consistently. Did you say 5 times a day at different times?
Yeah.
And I do know that you got some other sales from your friends and family by giving them the books.
Yeah, by giving my friends and family the books is help, because I've asked them to take them to the workplaces and stuff like that and just kind of pass the word around. But I definitely would say that, say 70% of my sales has come from Facebook.
What percentage? Sorry, it broke up for me.
About 70%, I reckon, Facebook.
70. Well done, Heather. I want to give another wee clap. Well done. She's done phenomenal. Oh, system. You've got system.
Can I say something, Lynn? Can I say something a minute as well? Because I was in Grimsby with my mum on the day before Heather joined. I popped her 15 catalogues through her letterbox because she wasn't actually at home. And she started giving those catalogues out actually before she joined. And I think that is absolute key. The new people, instead of her waiting till the Monday for her catalogues to arrive, she actually had some catalogues working for her over the weekend because she'd got them in her hand.
Okay, I remember.
Janet.
Who spoke there?
That was me, Heather.
Hiya.
I was saying thank you to Janet because she didn't have to donate some of her catalogues to me to help me start, and it did really help. And it was nice to be able to have that product there to show straight away, like she said, and not have to wait. And that was key, and I really appreciate what she did for me.
Yeah, excellent.
You're
Heather.
welcome.
Yeah, excellent. But to both of you, Heather, because not everybody takes these catalogues and actually does what we suggest that they do with them. And that's probably why we're getting so excited, because you're following everything to the letter and more. You've got an amazing personality and you've come up with some great ideas already with online. I think we'll all agree. We've seen it, but just one wee example is putting the colours next to the products on the makeup, and that's such a simple thing, and I'm like, oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I had a customer, I was trying to persuade her to buy some nail varnish, and she's going, I want the one that's left to the middle but one down. And I was thinking, well, this is a bit of faff about, isn't it? And I thought, simple thing, just put the names on there. It's just little things that you just sometimes just clicking, like, makes it easier.
Yeah, and once you say it, it's like, oh God, that makes sense. But you're the first one that thought about it. Well done, because I love it, because I go by products, colour names. Not that you can see my makeup tonight because my camera's not working. But yeah, no, wonderful, Heather. I love your name. I did ask, I said when you joined up, I said, is that her real name or is that her Facebook name? Is it your real name, Heather?
Yep, that's legit my real name.
Oh, well, that's fate then, isn't it?
I'm destined for riches. It's in the name.
No, but well done, absolutely phenomenal, and phenomenal support as well for Jeff and Jenny and Janet and Steve. But really, really excited, as you can tell, that you know you've got these results and you're doing amazing. Anybody? Oh, there's Cookie. Anybody want to ask or add anything before we go? You'll see plenty of recognition coming up. We'll post this video as well. Feel free to pop questions over for Kate, because there was a lot of content there tonight and everybody's went quiet. Silence is golden. It's not in our business, folks, okay? But what I will say, first of all, thanks. It seems so weird not having my video there. Thanks, Kate. That was brilliant. Kate puts these trainings together. I'll say to her and she'll do a Facebook message and it's like that, off the cuff. And the reason is
that's just the way I talk though.
No, I was actually going to compliment you here, so hold on. It's very natural. It's very natural. And today, what we had a problem doing was condensing it, because there is so much information, experience, knowledge that Kate has, and you know, sharing it in the training was very difficult to put everything in there. And I want to say that's phenomenal. Thanks for everybody that tuned in. Any questions, please ask. And well done, Heather Richies. I want a surname like that. And we'll see you all on the next webinar.
It's on the living room, the floor.
It's so weird not having a video here.
Well done, Kate.
Well done, Kate.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you. Webinar.
Do you know what's happening in our
See you
living room right now?
Thursday,
They're all
Heather.
looking for the steam remover.
What's that? What did you say, Kate?
I said, I don't know what's happening in our living room right now, but they're all looking for the stain remover. I think is that it?
That's a great way.
Oh no, it's in the living room then.
That is a great way to finish. We are looking for the easy stain remover. See you all later. Good night.
Thanks very much. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. See you everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.